All right, guys. So you know that we could not talk about this topic. Like we must talk about Nick Cannon and his dozen that is bringing up the new year with 12 at this point. So,
Hmm.
Mr. Nick Cannon, we all know Nick Cannon from all kinds of different things, from the Nickelodeon series to, Masked Singer, to America's Got Talent, to Wildin' Out, to
Oh
all
yeah.
kinds of ventures. But what we did not know was Nick was repopulating the earth, child.
On
Did
the
you know
12
that Nick
days
was
of 12
12,
days of Christmas.
12 days of Christmas? He had a day for each child. He's already on child number 12 at this point. I'm like, we got Nick Cannon by the dozen at this point. We had to organize this into a flow.
Wow.
Like this is insanity, and I don't even understand it anymore. And I can't judge him. He does what he wants to do. I can have my commentary about it, obviously, because he's putting out in public. But good Lord God, great googly moogly. So Nick Cannon, we know where the starting point is. Good old Mariah,
Oh
Miss
yeah.
Mariah Carey. We all know, and some of us love Mariah Carey. The Queen of Christmas. All
Mm-hmm.
I Want for Christmas Is You. She has Morocco and what is it? Morocco and Monroe.
Yeah,
Um,
Monroe and Moroccan.
Moroccan. Girl, this was
Easy
bad when I
for
had
you
to go
to
through.
say.
Now they were married back in 2008 to 2016. So they were married for a good chunk of time. They had the two kids. They're both 11 twins. And these twins came into the world in April of 2011. So, we thinking Nick had his little play, and then he, lived the married life and all that stuff. And, maybe he, chose another path. Little did we know he was going to come back with the 12 piece, like
Y-
total.
You know, it's like we are the world.
Look, he is really the world. Then he got this one right here, Golden Saigon, uh,
I'm done.
Golden Saigon, Powerful Queen is the next child, and Rise Messiah with this young lady here on the screen, Brittany Bell. So she gave birth to those kids in 2017. Uh,
Wait, I want to know, do you think when Nick's kids grow up, you're going to be able to tell that Nick's the dad by their names?
Child, it might be a whole new breed. So basically, he had a child with her, his third child in 2017, and then 3 years later, in 2020, he also had a daughter by this young lady. Um, she also birthed Cannon's 10th baby, her third child, in 2021. So she has three by Nick.
Okay.
He got a three-piece over here.
That's a three-piece. With a biscuit? No, biscuit? Okay, no
Girl, the
biscuit.
biscuit might be coming next year. Then we got Zion Zillin and Beautiful Zeppelin.
I'm weak off of these names. Where is he? They're going to have trouble getting jobs.
Girl, by this young lady, Abby Della Rosa. So basically, she gave birth to his fifth and sixth kids in 2021, twin sons, Zion and Zillin. And then she delivered an 11th child in 2022, a daughter named Beautiful Zeppelin, one
Wait, so
month old.
not Led Zeppelin. We're on to Beautiful Zeppelin
Girl,
now.
you got me
Okay.
moving on. I ain't even got no time for the digestion of the name. This is insanity. Then he has Zen and Halo Marie with somebody named Alyssa Scott. So 9 days after Della Rosa delivered her twins with Cannon in 2021, this model gave birth to his seventh child, a son named Zen.
Wait, he was simultaneously popping?
Girl, I have no words.
Okay.
This is the unfortunate child that passed away at 5 months old after a
Sorry to
battle
hear
with brain
that.
cancer.
Yeah, sorry to
Very,
hear
very
that.
sad story. I remember seeing that. So then he now brought in a second child with this young lady, the 12th Canon, December 14th, 2022. So right before Christmas, this child
Wait,
was born.
I'm so confused. Like, can you go over that entire family tree again,
Oh, don't
please?
worry. We got a checklist, a little cheat sheet at the end of all of this, so that we can make sure that we get them all together. I mean, I've seen people trying to map out family trees. I'm so done right now. Here's another one: Legendary Love with Bree Teasel or TC. So in June of 2022, he welcomed his eighth child with this model, Bree TC, a
Okay.
daughter named Legendary Love. Good grief.
Legendary Love. Okay.
Six baby mamas, just so that you know. Well, not all baby mamas. So five baby mamas and one ex-wife. Lanisha Cole, on September of 2022. So he was real busy in 2021 and 2022.
Mm-mm-mm.
The former Price is Right model Lanisha Cole gave birth to a daughter named Onyx Ice, who is 3 months old. Um, and then 9 days later, Cannon's 10th child, Rise Messiah, with the Brittany Bell person. So it
Okay.
seems like he must have a scheduling going
Well,
on.
eeny,
Um,
meeny, miny, mo. You're
so
my baby's mama. Okay, I don't
I
know.
can't. So, like Lisa said, if you're trying to figure out who came when and how, we have a cheat sheet. And all of this,
And
you
there
know,
will be a quiz at the end of the show.
look, all of this I got from a website called sheknows.com. I'll put the information in the chat. There's several different articles in the description. There's several different articles that were put out by She Knows about Nick Cannon's whole brood. Um, but this is the cheat sheet. So if you can't make sense of everything, he had his twins with Mariah. Then he had his son Golden with Brittany Bell. Then he had his daughter, Powerful Queen, with Brittany Bell. Then he had twin sons, Zion and Zillin, with Abby De La Rosa. Then he had a son, Zen, with Alyssa Scott. Then he had Legendary Love with Bree Tisi. Then he had daughter Onyx Ice with Lanisha Cole. Then he said, let me step back to Brittany Bell, and had his son, Messiah. And then he went back to Abby and had his daughter, Beautiful Zeppelin. And then he went back to Alyssa and had his daughter, Halo Marie.
Wait, he sounds like a filmmaker, and that these are all like characters in movies or something.
Your
Wow.
commentary makes this so much worse. So, I don't know. When I think about this, I'm thinking about branding. I'm thinking about the business. I'm thinking about, everything. I guess on one hand, if you got all these kids, obviously you have folks to continue the operations of your business and your legacy, and generational wealth can swirl because Nick is definitely banking. He's not without the dollars and cents. But the
Right.
question is, how does this play out branding wise? Are there people like myself who don't feel nothing about no Nick Cannon? I already didn't care for Nick Cannon to begin with, and then now you bring in this 12 piece. I'm just like, I don't like it for the children. I
Well,
understand.
he gets made fun of. I mean, and I see even journalists, some of them rolling their eyes when they're talking about,
Right.
he's bringing in his 12th child, and they're making fun of his name, calling him little names that indicate that he's just kind of like a bunny rabbit or jackrabbit. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter. The whole thing for the longest time in this country is, if you're going to have children, you should be able to take care of them. You should be able to afford them. And since he can do that and he's not relying on the government, to hell with what anybody else thinks about him raising his tribe of filmmakers.
I would agree with you, with the exception of, if you put it out in the public, you can't get upset when people have commentary about it. And that's where the problem is. You're a celebrity. You have to expect that people are going to talk about this. And you also have to expect that there may be people that held you in a certain regard that no longer. So when it comes to things like business dealings, there may be people that are looking at you like myself. Here's what I think about this. I was raised by a single parent for many years. There's no way in the human planet that you're going to be able to really give each one of your children the time, right? Yes, you got the money so you can do all the things, but let's think about this. How many times do we hear about celebrities' children and the traumas that they experience because of the demands of celebrityhood, right? The demands of the lifestyle. He's making a lot of money, but that means he's moving a lot too, right? He's moving around a lot. And it's my understanding that not all these kids are in the same place. So we're not like saying he lives in one house with all of the baby, his baby mamas and, all his kids.
Well,
Some of them live in different places.
since you said he's moving around a lot, I can only think of one song that would commemorate that.
Lord,
Papa was a rolling
I'm so done with Lisa right
stone.
now. Guys, all I got to say is I think we're not going in the right direction.
It's okay for him to populate the earth. He can take care of his children. Look, some people have, back in the day, maybe like 5000 BC, people had like tons of wives, and they were all over the compound, and they didn't probably see each other every day, but all those children knew who their daddy was,
But
and
did
they
you
were
did you hear what you just said? They were
what?
all on the compound. So where were they? Together.
Well,
That's
we
that's the
are
one that's the one pushback I'm gonna give you, Lisa.
okay.
They together. This is not togetherness. Now
But
he was even complaining.
these aren't mamas who have decided to come all up under the same roof. So it's a different scenario. These mamas all spread around, like Papa was a Rolling Stone, spread around. So
Mm,
now he has to go visit them. They can FaceTime each other, meet your brother and sister virtually until the next family reunion. Hey,
well,
it can all be worked out. I don't see a single problem except people's bad attitudes about a black man taking care of all his children. How about
well,
that?
I'm not talking about black. I ain't
Oh
talking about
well,
taken care
well,
of. My
stereotypes,
pushback is
stereotypes.
you're not going to tell me that you're able to give these children all that they need. If you're talking about money, and if money is your only thing that you're talking about, cool. Anything beyond that, it doesn't work in this context because children are not objects, and objects do not sustain children. Money sustains children, I'm sure, in certain degrees. But again, how many times do you hear stories about people talking about the traumas of their childhood, the experiences that they had to go through, and the disconnections? We'll find out what the results of this is years later. And then also the other thing is, keep in mind, he's going to have to now keep up with all of this as the kids get older. As they're younger, it's one thing. But I want you to think about this. How many people do you know with one child that can barely function? I want you to think about that. And I'm not talking about broke. No, people with money that have one child and they need a nanny, they need all these things because raising a child involves work.
Look,
And the work goes beyond any dollars and cents that you can rub on a child. You have children that have the most money in the world, and they're the most miserable children on the planet.
look,
So
Sadie,
that's my pushback.
we're in business. You can get a personal assistant. They can help you book visitation time with each each one
I'm
of your
done with you right
children
now. I'm throwing
each
you out the
day of the
window.
week. I'm just telling you, there are ways to get around scheduling. He can see every one of his children every calendar year and then make sure they have a lot of money in between. It's gonna all work out.
Post y'all comments in the chat. I don't agree with you. I'm gonna push back all day, all day, all day. Nick Cannon, put it down. Stop
He
putting it
is
in.
putting it down. He is
No, I
putting
need
it
you to put
down,
it down and put
literally.
it away. Put it away. Guys, stay
You
tuned.
mean
We're,
put
we're
it
gonna
away.
we're gonna do some of these little short videos because we really need to start talking about some things and how it impacts the business. Because I really think that when you look in the future, how this plays out, this is gonna have an impact branding wise. And I feel like already because he's been making people are making fun of him. So the question is, do they respect you? Is he losing any business deals because of some of these behaviors? Is he missing out on business deals because of these behaviors? I don't know. I would have some pushback on this, but
I think
that's
it's the
just my
names of
opinion.
the children that I have problems with. I really do.
Lisa,
Lone
I'm throwing you away.
Angel, Heavenly Messiah, Little Lovely Star. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Lisa, I'm done with you guys. LearnBiz the podcast. We talk all things entrepreneurship, and definitely this is one of those situations that I think gives plenty of discussion when it comes to branding and the promotion of your brand and your business and what people see exteriorly and what people experience when you're sharing your information on social media. So stay tuned for the next video.
Take care, guys.